And today I chose the word gifts. Gifts. What would you call a world where each challenge bears gifts? I got thinking about that. And I thought, boy, challenges have sometimes been really painful. I can remember my biggest one, which was probably the divorce. And at the same time, I had been running away, workaholic, and pull those all together. I was pretty broken and my hands were empty. That would be the biggest of the challenges ever in my life, followed closely when my son passed away. So, where is the challenge? That's easy to pick out. Where are the gifts? Huh. Well, I'll tell you, getting to become a coach has not been easy. And getting old has not been easy. Aging is not for sissies. Having fun aging is really not for sissies. And the gift is that going through all those pains and finding a way to come out into the sunshine anyhow has been the greatest gift of it all. Empty hands. My hands had to be empty to get rid of all the garbage, I guess, and to be able to fill them up with joy. And being able to fill them up with joy meant that the time I spent with my son was able to do it with open hands. It really gets quite complicated in its own emotional way. Well, here I am as a coach and loving it, and I know what transformations are occurring for people because of my own light at the end of the tunnel that I have discovered in my own being and me being me and guiding them to be them in whatever way it is that helps people shift their minds. And I am getting ready to go full out yet again. Have you ever noticed that I kind of live life full out? This weekend will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be on the computer doing a unrecorded, so they'll be recording. I won't get a replay of a live event with Tony Robbins and Dean Graciosi. And it's going to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 11 o'clock through until 8 o'clock. Do you think I'll be exhausted at the end of those 3 days, learning and putting together the rest of what I need to take my coaching practice to the next level? You think? Wow, now that's a challenge. And what's happening with that is that before my hands had been emptied and before I had been broken, I would have just simply been overwhelmed and run the other way because I wouldn't know what else to do with it. Today, one day I'm going to die anyhow. That's what I've come to. Can you imagine? That's what I've come to. And while I'm here, I'm going to splash and play in the water of life. That is it. That's my given. So for me, it's all about chasing my dream, living my life, and creating my own future. And I just want to assure you that if I can do it, you can do it. You don't have to run away from life, but we do have to let go of all the scary parts and get outside that comfort zone a little bit at a time. I didn't do it overnight, but I certainly did get out of my way little bit at a time. It's been a challenge becoming a coach. Yes, it is. I've had to do a lot of conversations with me. You know those, Sandra. Don't listen to what everybody else says. Don't listen to those voices in your head that say, who are you? Who are you to think? I am Coach Sandra. And I really do have this gift for compassion and getting direct and straight to the goods. That's my gift. No. I have learned that this is my gift. So out of those challenges, I have discovered my gift. Have I arrived? Well, of course not. I'm never going to get finished arriving until I cross the veil, go under the grass, and whoosh up into the new world, and I'll probably drive them just as crazy. I'm planning on it. I want heaven to know, oh, there's Sandra. Look out. She has arrived. And yes, I have had to do lots, and I would not change it. Let's think about life in two ways. The smooth, slow, boring one, put you to sleep way, I've tried some of that. I'm sure you have too, like in the depression times or when it's just, I don't know where to go. And I call that now I call that just the plateau. I'd gotten as far as I could at that point, and I was tired, exhausted, and I needed to rest. So I rested. The other is to be on that wild roller coaster with the deep death dive and all that. No, I'm not quite that far. For me, there's that adventure one where I just go outside of my comfort zone and outside of my comfort zone a little bit more, and pretty soon my comfort zone has moved over, and that's the one for me. Some people like the wild roller coaster death dive, and others want to be couch potatoes. Me, I want the adventure. That's what I do. And I know I'm kind of popping down looking at my notes, and other times it's just thinking, so excuse my eye contact today. So I call it, for me, choosing my adventure. Have you remember those adventure books that they used to have for children? You'd read it and then you could say which adventure you want, and they would have different endings or different next moves, and you could flip to a page you chose, and oh, and there it was. And every time you read that story, you could flip to a different next step or a different ending. That's the adventure. I have all of my crayons in my hand, and I like to go out, create my life, color it my way. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's kind of dark and earthy, and so you can get to color it whatever color you want. But it's my life, and your life is your life. So choose your crayons, color your world. Why do you call it like there? What would you call a world where each challenge bears gifts? What would you call it? Where each challenge bears gifts. I call it life. It's invigorating and mysterious, and it's mine, and I can create it. So just think about how you can create your own life one day at a time, moment by moment, a year at a time, a week at a time, a decade at a time. But you get to create it your way. It's Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk, wishing you wonderful reflections for the rest of the day. Take care.